Welcome back to this course. This is 3.2. We'll be talking about AI smart functions for surveillance technology. Basically, AI enhances CCTV system. With technology nowadays, with advanced features like motion detection. We have motion detection in our cameras now all over the world. Any camera in this world that doesn't have motion is not a camera. Yeah. Okay. So we have also auto tracking. Auto tracking basically follows you. So it senses a woman like a human being, then lock the camera to you. Then anywhere you go, it just moves and follow you. It can be set by default, or once you know somebody that is very always behaving very funny as a CCTV operator, you can lock your camera on the person to, so your camera can follow the person wherever the person goes and is recording the person and capturing whatever the person is doing as far as they are in your facility. So you have to know all these features and functions, and you're able to, set them up. By default, they are always on the camera, so you can just enable the auto tracking. Then also the motion settings, the motion detection, you can just enable it and increase its sensitivity. So it can be sensitive. The downside is that when leaves are moving, it can also be recording leaves. Then we have the facial recognition. It basically detects and verifies faces for security access or reasons. For instance, we have a situation somewhere in a lounge, in a club in Lagos. A particular guy comes to rob. Then after like 6 months, he will come back. So what they agree at the lounge was that let's get something like this solution. So get the guy's face and put it on the camera. So anytime the camera detects the guy's face, it should it should beep, it should make a sound, or just send a mail, or just beep, make a very loud sound, so we can be able to apprehend the guy. Because he comes to rob, he goes and come back after like 1 year or 6 months or 3 months, depending, or he change location. So we can share the footage around the clubs in Lagos. So any club owners, if they see that face, they can just apprehend the guy because there's a community for that. So that's what we're able to do, but we've not still, apprehend the guy, right? So that's face recognition. So let's look at object detection. This basically recognizes vehicles, people, or specific items. Like it can identify, it can differentiate between human and vehicles and cars. This video is just for like example. Like can say, okay, this is a cap, this is a plate. It can identify. It's a very smart AI function. You can even play back only vehicles. You can play back only human. So it just keeps every other area and play back only human being for you and vehicles. All right. We'll show you at the practical section so you can see all these things, playing out. All right. And this is the auto tracking uh, practical. So you basically move the camera automatically moves around and follow you anywhere you go. So the camera that has this function has to be a PT camera. It might not have Z, it might not be able to zoom, but a PT that it can pan and can tilt. So it can follow you wherever the person goes. Right? Then we have behavioral analysis. It basically detects unusual activities like loitering or crowd formation. It can detect and notify the surveillance room, looking at behaviors of analyzing everything that is going on at that particular location. These are functions that are set on the camera. They come, with the camera. You have to buy a camera that has all these functions. All right, it's very important you understand this part. Let's assume you want to do people counting. You have to buy a people counting camera. If you want to do like a face detection camera for a club, like the scenario I just painted, you have to buy a camera that can do face detection and compare faces, and it can be linked to an alarm. Meaning that if you see that particular face, what should the camera do? You can set it that once you see that face again, trigger an alarm. So these are functions of cameras, and they are quite expensive. So you have to buy camera based on the problem you're trying to solve, right? So this is very important. You have to pay attention to this particular part because every camera anywhere in the world you find yourself now, it has to have some smarts, in fact, the latest functions. But you as a as a new employee of the organization, you have to know the basics, even the advanced. So take your time, research on different AI smart function that camera can have nowadays. There are a lot of them, you cannot finish counting. about the basics that you should understand, which are what we just listed in this course now. This is the end of this module 3. Thank you for following up. I'll see you in module 4. Bye for now.